isolated from the rest of the world, we saw almost nothing but tears, destruction, hunger, and death. Now we're covering Tacloban and surrounding areas. I pray for the grace to help the people we meet. I pray for the strength, intellect, and heart to do justice to their stories. And I pray for stories that inspire and uplift, that bring hope and not only despair. Please pray with us as we make this long journey. I hope we can help you too in any way. Amen. This is Project Agos. It is our collective prayer, and you are a huge part of it. Please join us. Thank you.
All right, guys. We could accommodate 2 questions for Ms. Maria Ressa. Do we have any? From the high school or the college?
We will be entertaining 2 questions for Ms. Maria Ressa. Jules, we have one over there.
All right. From PUP. All right, what's your name?
Roxy po.
Hi, Rox.
I would just like to ask if there's Project Agos, I would like to ask, aside from tweeting and posting on Facebook, how could us young people or the younger generation contribute or help in sharing more of Project Agos? And what else can we do?
Thank you for asking. First of all, what you do on Facebook will have tremendous ripples. I actually just got back from a Countering Violent Extremism symposium in Australia, and one post of one man rippled 10 million times. So if you think about all of us in the room together, right? Your friends, along with your friends, along with your friends, if we actually spread that information, we will be able to help save lives. Why? Just like, let's look at what happened in Compostela Valley in 2012. In Compostela Valley, the people were evacuated to an area that was basically a danger zone. But if we knew that, if we were aware of it, we could share that with each other, and it would reach the people who were affected. So I guess I'm saying the first thing is, I am not DSWD, nor are you. We're not the AFP. We need them to do their jobs, but I think we can do more, just being us. So without even leaving your room, when a disaster happens, before a disaster happens, educate yourself. That's the first step. It's actually our knowledge base that's missing. And there are lots of other things in Project Agos you can see. But aside from that, the first step I would do, please help your families. Look at the hazard maps and look at where you live. And find out if where you live is in a hazard area. And when you find that, find where the safest area is. So at the very least, you know that. Local government and national government will be trying to get that information to you, but let's meet them halfway. That's the first. The second thing is, all of the rescue operations are listed. And if you want to go beyond just being a digital humanitarian, you can. We need people, all of the different groups need people to repack goods. The SWD asks for tens of thousands of people to pack goods. You have GMA, you have ABS, you have many different private sector groups, the Red Cross, all asking you for volunteers. I'm just saying that crowdsourcing, this online bayanihan, is all about taking just one small step. And that small step can happen while you're sitting in your chair. It's something you can do now. You don't have to be 5 years older. You don't have to be a professional. As a student, you can already help. And so you know, the best work in this type of thing have been done by students. In Haiti, during the earthquake in Haiti, it was Tufts University in the United States that actually did a lot of the work, the volunteer work that helped the Haitians deal with their earthquake. We in the Philippines, we have a very engaged young population. You know, we're so young, 23 years old is our median age. So, off the scale na ako. Pero kayo, you're just getting to that median age. So you can do something now, even before you graduate.
All right.
Does that answer?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Last
you, ma'am.
two questions.
Ma'am, if you may, we'll get the questions first, and then
Okay. A question from CSA Makati.
Good afternoon, Ms. Ressa. I'm Danica Cortez from CSA Makati. You were saying a while ago that students have the best. Students have the best of make the best work so far. Would you be open to making some sort of, would you say, a page for teens or for young adults on Rappler, wherein we'll be the one to be making the stories, we'll be the one gathering the pictures? Would you be open to that sometime in the future?
Absolutely. In fact, you already kind of de facto, there's a section under Move PH. Students are doing great work right now. You don't have to wait to graduate. You don't have to be a professional. This is what our world is today. Your point of view is as important because it's where you are, it's where you live. And other people, it resonates with other guys your age, right? Let me give you an example. There's a Yolanda Bureau that was created by a professor and her students who left Manila to go to Iloilo because they felt that traditional media wasn't covering the areas that were hardest hit, that traditional media was too focused on Tacloban, that there weren't enough looking at these other areas that were also badly hit. So what did they do? They took students, journalism students, and they went there and they created their own bureau, and they're supplying not just Rappler, they're supplying other news groups. So yes, absolutely. Your question about, there's Zach Yuson who runs Move PH, he's in the back, talk to him. We'd love it.
All right, last
Okay,
question,
last
ma'am,
question.
from UP Diliman.
Hello ma'am, I'm Ian from UP Diliman. Ma'am, na-establish naman po natin na sobrang open nga po ng social media as a form of communication. And marami po siyang entry point, Facebook, Twitter, kanya-kanyang mga social media accounts. Pero ma'am, gusto ko lang po itanong sana, paano naman po natin na ma-manage yung pag-feed, pagpasok po ng mga data, information na hindi po nakakatulong, yung disadvantageous po sa condition natin at sa current situation po natin. Meron din po bang mechanism kayo po sa Rappler para i-address po yung ganong issue? And kung may experiences po kayo, might as well share na din po. Salamat.
I'll start micro and then go macro, no? In your networks, so when you see someone on Facebook, and daming trolls said, diba? You all remember the guy who was in Channel 7's video, Chris Lau. He wasn't informed, right? During our Social Good Summit 2 years ago, it was the first time he spoke about it, and he was so devastated by how people treated him that he thought about committing suicide. We can be mean on social media, but you know how you stop it? When you see someone being a bully, have the courage to stand up and stop them. It takes one. And if you and your friends see someone treating someone poorly, bullying someone, stand up. That's the first policing. We need to stand up. And ito, what I'm seeing on social media is that our culture is actually changing. You guys are far more vocal on social media than you are in real life sometimes. Our values are being changed because of that, because people say what they think, and that's good to a degree. But when someone is hurting someone else, have the courage to stand up and stop it. That's the first test for us. On a big picture scale, and this is something we do in Rappler, when we're talking big data, there's a lot of bad information that's there, but if you have 100 inputs, right? If you only have 100 inputs, if someone throws 10 bad things in it, it makes your sample bad. But if you have 10 million inputs, even if 200 are bad, it washes out. It's about scaling. You know, the bad things that people put in will be overcome if we scale in a good way. And that's part of why I want to talk to you today. you will determine